Okay, so if you've been watching Cindy with Looms, you have seen the cute little heart loom they put out just for the month of February. And if you've gotten your loom and you're like, well, I want to do something with it, and you want to take advantage of the heart shape, you can weave the heart. Well, if you can weave the heart, you can also knit from that weave, okay? And what I'm going to do with this video is show you how to do the weave. And then, after I get done showing you how to do the weave, I'll have another video link to show you how to do the pillow from the weave and how to do this hat that I'm fixing to show you from that weave. It's all based off of that, okay? Now, this hat is fairly simple. It's done on an E-wrap. So, if you're going to do a weave and knit, you're going to need to use an E-wrap stitch. Alright, so there's your weaved heart. Let's take that down a little bit. There's your weaved heart. Alright, but here's your hat. Okay, I'm going to show you how to make this hat, but the rest of the hat link is going to be in the link below. Alright, it's not going to be with this. This is just how to weave the heart on the loom for now. Okay, so let's get started. Some will do it on the straight up and up. I'm going to do it on a diagonal. I prefer a diagonal. Okay, do me a slip knot. Try not to pull it too tight because you need to be able to flip it over. Alright, I'm going to send it here. Now, what you want to do is take it straight up and out, just like that. Now, I'm doing this on a guide, but if you want to know how many empty pegs there are, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You're going to put it on the 12th, okay? And you're going to go back and forth. You're going to take and put it around there. You're going to come back and take and put it around here. Wrap and wrap, wrap and wrap and wrap. I would suggest a particularly thick yarn for this. I'm using the 1/2 inch gauge. If you got the 1/4 inch, I mean not the 1/4 inch, but the 5/8 inch version, you'll want to use the thickest yarn you can find for this kind of stuff, so that it doesn't. Okay. How many pegs are empty over here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because then you're going to start wrapping this one. Wrap, 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 wrap. Try to keep it in. So we're going to stick that through. Now, if you have a weaving hook, great. I've lost mine somewhere in here. I had one at one point. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're good. Okay, now we've wrapped our last one. Okay, so what we can do is we're going to create a loop, and we're going to start over and under 2. So you're going to have your 2 there. We're going to go under the next 2. You're going to go over, and you're going to go under the next 2. Now, if you want this to be even, because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, you count over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You know you can put it on that peg to start. Okay. Alright, but I tend to just kind of gauge it. Alright. I may do it a little further than that. Alright, over and under. Now, see how that looks? Over and under. Okay. I'll put it there, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, we'll put it 8. Do you want to do exactly like I'm doing? I'm putting it 8. Alright, now you're going to wrap the yarn around this peg, and you're going to make a loop, You're going to go under first. Okay, you do the opposite of what you just did. See? You went under. You're going to go under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, and put on the next peg. Now once you get a start, you know where your next peg is. Okay, so now we have 2, and this is what it should look like. Alright, you're going to wrap around again, but this time you're going to go over. Okay, so you're going to go over, under, see, over, under, all the way over to your next peg. This speeds up as you go. Okay. And tighten it up and put it on the next peg. Alright, you're going to wrap it around. As you can see, that's what you got. Now, if you want to take it up more, you're more than welcome to. You can make this a lot tighter if you want. I'm not. It's entirely up to you. I'm going to start under. Over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under. There, tighten, shut that. Alright, wrap around. This time you're going to go under. And this time you're going to go over. Excuse me. Over. Under. Over. Under. Over. Under. Over. Under. All the way to the next available peg. And right there. Okay. So you can see it developing. Again, if you want to move that more, but once you start knitting over, what that does is it loosens it up, shuffles it around, and actually cleans up the spacing that you may have here and here. Okay, so it cleans up the spacing you may have here and here, and even here. Okay, so if you're worried about that, if you wanted to go 2 more, you can. It's not a big deal. All right, this is more of a guideline as to help you to go about this. All right, so I'm going to go under this time. Over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, and then over and under. Put it on the next peg. There we go. Okay. So you continue this process and it'll get a little different over in here. I don't like cutting my yarn, so you're going to find I don't cut my yarn. The more you cut on that yarn, the more likely you're to have openings. Yarn is weak. So you will find I don't tend to cut my yarn. Alright. I'll try to get you to that section. Okay, and okay. Now it could start getting more difficult the closer you get to here, to a section that's tight. What you can do, this is probably the wrong size crochet hook for this. You can crochet hook that up to get you started. Alright? Under, over. Okay. There's that, and shove it together. Okay. So at this point we have reached our tip. Okay, we are not done, because as you can see, in order to do this, you have a certain amount to come over to here to line that up, okay? So what you're wanting to do is do, say, a couple more through here, then you're going to weave around and then start through here, okay? And I'll show you how that's done. All right, now, if you reach a section where you're having a hard time, you just get that crochet hook you got and pull through to get you through those tight spots. All right, so you're going to continue on this section of the heart for a couple more times just to get through this section, and then we're going to do some wrapping around. Okay, as I said, I don't like to cut my yarn. It's a pet peeve, and it's the reason why I'll modularly knit more often than not. Okay, there's that. We're now putting it on the empty peg right here. All right, wrap it around. Now, it should be getting it in a more challenging position. So, grab it. There. Getting tight enough. You are going to have a couple of tight spots. That's alright. Grab your crochet hook. Alright. And I'll get you through it. Okay. So we have a couple more. Weave it in and out. So I'm going to get you through the complicated spot, and then I'm going to let you go with it. Okay. And I'll show you how to finish. Alright. Now, as you can see, you've pretty much gotten your way across. Alright. You may want to do one more, which we'll do one more, but you're trying to get to where you can just start lining it up. Alright. So we'll do one more just to make sure we got it. Okay. Since we're going over, we're going to grab it with a crochet hook. I would suggest one that's more appropriate for the yarn size, but this is what I have in hand. Okay. Alright. Now, yep, that's the last one we'll need to do on this one. Then we'll do a little weaving around the peg so that we can get to the point faster. Okay. And I think the diagonal looks really good. Okay, and I think if you do a lot of the up and down, you get a lot of cuts. And I said I don't like cuts. Okay, so here is what your heart should look like. While this looks kind of open, it closes up when you don't have the tensioning on it. Alright, as most things woven. Alright, so what I'm going to do is weave in and out, in and out. Now, if you don't like that method, you can go ahead and weave in and out that way. All you're wanting to do is kind of weave your way over to the point. That's where you want to be. Okay, now, once you get your way to the point, you're going to follow what your next thing was, which should be under. Okay. So, it should be under at this point. Alright. So, I'm going to go over, under, over, under, over. Alright. And at this point, you should be able to just continue on your own, no problem. Now, I have used some of the, now, if you find there's too much space here, now here's the benefit of having weaved where you're at, okay. If you find there's too much space and you don't like it, simply move it over, okay. can move it over to there. Just move it over there. Okay? Not a big deal. Alright, now, at this point, you're just going to continue from there, all the empty pegs here and the empty pegs here, and you'll probably go past your empty peg point, okay, and we'll be overlapping some on this side, alright, and that is okay. Alright, so there we have starter bar 1. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you know you're going to be going over. In fact, you'll probably be going about here. Okay. So keep going. All right. Keep weaving, and then what I'll do is show you how to finish this up. All right. If you've woven before, you know how to finish it to where it's just what it is. But what I want to show you how to do is to do the weaving and add this element of the heart to a knitted garment. Okay, so go ahead, pause the video, finish your weaving now that we've gotten past the hard part. Alright, so just go up under and you're coming right back into weaving. Alright, so go ahead and pause the video and complete weaving your heart, and then I'll show you the finishing touches, and then we can start going to the video links below. I'll have one for a pillow and one for a hat, and if I do anything else, it's going to be below. So if you're on my Facebook page or any of my other social media pages and you see my patterns with the heart element in there, know that you'll need to come to the weaving pattern first and then all the other elements, because this is the baseline and everything else comes afterwards. Alright, so if you feel like you've got this, do not bind it off. Alright, go to the link below to get you to the next step. Alright, but if you don't know what you're doing, go ahead, finish up as far as you think you can go. Alright, which looks like should be about one more past this. Alright, once you get there, come back here. I'll show you how to go from there. Alright, so go ahead and pause the video and get that much done. Okay, I have now woven my heart. It's at a nice angle, nice and clean. I have stopped here. It's about 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, everything is about an 8 to 11. So there was what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. And then 11. Alright, so most everything is based off of 8. Alrighty, now we somehow finished here. Okay, now you can go ahead and bind off if you choose to. I'm not going to. So now what I like to do is E-wrap my way around to a starting point. I'll push all this down. Okay, sorry. Now, alright, so I'm here. I'm going to wrap it around and I'm going to E-wrap my way to my starting point. Alright. Now, try not to E-wrap too tight. These are going to be tight enough as it is. Alrighty. At this point, we have E-wrapped our way around. Now that we've done that, what we want to do is we want to go in and we want to choose one of the links below to either do a pillow, a hat. I may try to do a basket. Otherwise, the goal is to make something from the basis of the woven heart. Okay, so, and you're ready to go to the next section to find a link below. All right. If you're making just a pot warmer and you want this angle, you can go ahead and do the usual chain kind of bind off that you do, even from the point where you're at. If you don't want to do that with a thing right here, you can somehow work your way right here so that you can go in and do that. All right, but this is how I start my next project. All right, so that is how you weave a heart. There you go.